For over 300 years, Indonesia was not free. It was controlled by a foreign power, the Dutch. But one man would rise to change the course of a nation forever. His name was Sukarno. Sukarno was born on June 6, 1901 in Surabaya, East Java. His father was a schoolteacher and his mother came from Bali. From a young age, Sukarno was exposed to different cultures and ideas. At the time, Indonesia was under Dutch colonial rule, and freedom was something Indonesians did not have. Because his father was a teacher, Sukarno had access to better education than most Indonesians. He attended Dutch-run schools where he learned language, politics, and how the colonial system worked. This education helped him develop something powerful, his voice. He became a confident speaker, someone who could inspire others. As Sukarno grew older, he became more involved in politics. He helped start the Indonesia Nationalist Party with one clear goal: independence. His speeches were powerful. His words unite people across islands, cultures, and religions. For the first time, Indonesia began to believe they could be free. But the Dutch saw Sukarno as a threat. In 1929, he was arrested. During his trial, he gave a speech known as Indonesia Accuses. In it, he challenged colonial rule and demanded freedom for his people. He was sent to prison, but his voice only grew louder. After prison, Sukarno was exiled to a remote island, far away from the people he inspired. For years, he lived in isolation. But even in exile, he did not stop. He wrote, he thought, and he continued to believe in one thing:
an independent Indonesia.
In 1942, everything changed. Japan defeated the Dutch and took control of Indonesia. Japan's occupation of Indonesia had begun. Sukarno was released from exile. The Japanese allowed him to speak, organize, and lead. But Sukarno had his own plan. He used this moment to unite Indonesia and prepare for independence. In August 1945, the United States dropped atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, causing massive destruction. At the same time, the Soviet Union declared war on Japan. Facing total defeat, Japan surrendered. Suddenly there was no one in control, and Sukarno knew this was his moment. On August 17, 1945, Sukarno stood before the people and declared Indonesia's independence. Alongside Muhammad Hatta, he read the Proclamation of Independence. Indonesia was finally free. But the fight was not over. The Dutch returned, determined to take Indonesia back. What followed was a brutal struggle: the Indonesian National Revolution. Indonesian fighters used guerrilla warfare, while leaders like Sukarno used diplomacy to gain international support. Over time, global pressure grew against the Dutch, and in 1949, the Netherlands officially recognized Indonesia's independence. Sukarno became the first president of Indonesia.
History shows clearly that all nations need some such conception and ideal. If they do not have it, or if it becomes obscure and obsolete, then that nation is in danger. Our own Indonesian history shows that clearly. And so, indeed, that's the history of the whole world. We call this something Pancasila. Pancasila, or the 5 pillars of our state.
He introduced Pancasila, the foundation of the nation, 5 principles meant to unite a diverse country. The 5 principles of Pancasila include belief in one supreme God, just and civilized humanity, the unity of Indonesia, democracy guided by wisdom, social justice for all Indonesians. He wasn't just a leader of independence, he was a builder of a nation. But leadership is never simple. Over time, Sukarno's power grew, and so did the challenges. In the 1960s, Indonesia was facing serious problems. In 1965, a shocking event known as the 30 September movement changed everything. A group of soldiers kidnapped and killed several top army generals. The country was thrown into chaos. The military, led by Suharto, quickly stepped in and took control of the situation. He blamed a group called the Communists and gained support from the army. As Suharto became more powerful, Sukarno slowly lost control. By 1967, Suharto officially took over as a leader, and Sukarno was removed from power. The man who led a revolution now faded from control. Sukarno's journey was not perfect, but it was powerful. From a student, to a prisoner, to a leader, he helped turn a colonized land into a nation. And today, his legacy still lives on.